Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Testing my audio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Join us in about 10 minutes, folks. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the Shark Tank. It's time for some more Barrie Junior Sharks U22 Elite action. So glad to be back in the Shark Tank, and I want to be back in the Shark Tank with a win today as opposed to what took place last Sunday. Let's bring you on and into the ring. My name is Cheryl Gilroy, along with my partner in crime tonight, James Battaglia. James, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
No problem.
Awesome. I'm also standing side by side the Ottawa Ladies Sens stream as well, so I'm happy to have them stand by. They've got their own stuff going on their own YouTube channel, but happy to be standing next to them. The girls have yet to take the ice here, but if you remember, if you were with us last weekend, the Sharks suffered a devastating loss against the Nepean Wildcats by a score of 3-2. It was close, it was tight. It looked like the Sharks had it for most of the game. Just kind of fell apart on them a little bit towards the end, but the Sharks are really, really invigorated this past week, and they want to get back in the win column tonight. Tonight, they face the Ottawa Ladies Sens, who are coming off a win over the Toronto Arrows last night by a score of 2-1. After today, the Ottawa Ladies Sens will travel down the road to Central York and face off against the Central York Panthers, who are currently sitting in third place. The Barrie Sharks, with that loss last week, have dropped a few notches and are currently sitting in 9th place behind Waterloo. Ottawa Ladies Sens are sitting right behind them in 10th place. So look for this game to be tight, exciting, physical. You can see in the numbers, if you looked at my pregame setup, head-to-head, the difference, big difference between these two teams is in penalty minutes, with 264 penalty minutes for Ottawa and only 188 penalty minutes for the Barrie Sharks. As the girls step to the ice here and we get set for our 5-minute warm-up. Now, the last time these two teams squared off was way, way back in game number 2 of the regular season when the Sharks went on the road to Ottawa. It resulted in a 3-0 victory against the Lady Sens, and the goal scorers for that game were Jenny Keller, a call-up by the name of Grace Kusek, who's been awesome for the Barrie Sharks this year, and Kaya Harbeck scored her one and only goal this season back in that contest in September. Riley Maxwell earning the shutout in that game. It's been a long time since. These guys have gelled. Both the Barrie Sharks and the Lady Sens have gelled since then. And I expect this game to be a lot tighter than that previous 3-0 victory. Of course, I secretly am hoping for a Barrie Sharks victory. Of course, I'm always hoping for that because I'm allowed to be biased on our own YouTube channel because that's how I roll. There are 9 other games happening in U22 Elite, 2 of which were final the last time I checked. Oakville was facing off against the Dolphins, and that was a 6-1 victory for the Dolphins. Kingston was visiting Central York, and that resulted in a win for Central York. I believe the final score was 4-1. Other games happening today: London is visiting Mississauga, Burlington visiting North York, Cambridge is visiting Brampton, Waterloo is visiting Nepean, Stony Creek is visiting the Ottawa 67s, Blue Water is visiting the Arrows, and Windsor is visiting the Toronto Leaside Wildcats. I will bring you up to date on all the out-of-town scores at the top of the second period. 3.5 minutes here remaining in warm-up. We'll get set for our player introductions and the national anthem. Now, I do have the starting lineups for both teams. Let me go over that quickly. Starting for the visitors, for the Ottawa Lady Sens, on defense, number 4, Ella Fridgen, and number 19, Taylor Buzemworth. On the forward line, number 8, Olivia Wallace, number 22, Avery Wojtek, and number 28, Brooke Glynn. And starting in net for the Ottawa Lady Sens, number 35, Ivy Nellis, with a record of 5-7. Starting lineup for your Barrie Junior Sharks: on defense, number 15, Gabby Willard, number 77, Adriel Charette, and on the forward line, number 6, Sadie France, number 14, Abby Brumwell, and number 29, Jenny Keller. Starting in net today, number 58, Riley Maxwell. Again, Maxwell had that shutout against the Ottawa Lady Sens back in September. She currently has a record of 6-4. Incidentally, one cool thing about today's lineup, there is not a single Shark out, not a single Shark sick, and no call-ups today. We have 100% full lineup today, and if that doesn't get Sharks fans excited, nothing will at this point. I love it when these guys are all together to see how they can fire on all thrusters. So I'm excited to see these girls work together. 2 minutes remaining in warm-up, and we'll get set for the actual player introductions here by our scorekeeper and the national anthem. Once again, folks, thank you so much for joining me here in the Shark Tank. James and I do appreciate the support. We hope you enjoy the game. Stand by. Just about 20 seconds, folks, and we'll get set for our player introduction. Stand by, grab a drink, grab some popcorn, settle in. It's going to be an awesome game. Or if you're on the road in your vehicle, turn the volume up. Want to send a big shout out to one missing man today, Coach Eldridge. We miss you. We hope you're having a fantastic time where you are. All right, a couple of powwows here around the net, and we'll get set for player introductions.
The officials in today's contest on lines, Coach Schultz and Michaela Artman, and referees Greg Crew and Greg Steele and Kevin Crew. The
starting lineup for the Ottawa Lady Sens. On defense, number 4, Ella Fridgen. Number 19, Taylor Boozemworth. On the forward line, number 28, Brooke Glenn. Number 22, Avery Wojtek. And number 8, Olivia Wallace. And starting in net for the Ottawa Lady Sens, number 35, Ivy Nellis. Now, starting lineup for the Barrie Junior Sharks. On defense, number 15, Gabby Willard. Number 77, Adrielle Charette. On the forward line, number 29, Jenny Keller. Number 6, Sadie France. And number 14, Abby Brumwell. And starting in net for the Barrie Junior Sharks, number 58, Riley Maxwell. Now time for our national anthem. Hey, James, are you ready for hockey?
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Sadly, James in my first of 2 games today because we're headed to do the Barrie Colts broadcast right after here. So, junior girls off to junior boys. That's awesome. 20 minutes on the clock. You ready to go? All right. Another big shout out to my mom and my sister who are watching all the way from Minnesota. Thanks for supporting me, guys. Hope you're enjoying your time together. All right, face off, we're ready to go. France versus Wojtek, and we are underway. Game 22 of the regular season for the Barrie Junior Sharks. Just about at the halfway point of the season. December looming on Monday. Charette with the puck, moving it forward. It'll come right onto the defensive stick for Ottawa as they try to clear the zone. They do get it out. Keller makes a turn and brings it right back in. She'll dump it down in as Fridgen's going to chase for it behind the net for Ottawa. Abby Brumwell trying to jump on it quickly and get it free so she can pull it into the slot. It does come to the slot, but right onto a Ottawa Sens stick. That was Boozemworth trying to get the puck out of the way. Comes back to Wojtek. Wojtek sending it forward, intercepted by Jenny Keller. She's onside. She waits, passes it out in front to Sam Larman if it goes by her, and a break opportunity here for the Senders. That's Emerson McDonald with the puck, and we'll have a quick stop here as Riley Maxwell covers the puck. Great job by Jenny Keller to poke that puck to keep it onside. Just couldn't feed it to Sam Larman quick enough. Larman will be on the face-off dot here for Barrie against Wojtek. It's won by the Sens as they attempt to hold on the line. That's Boozemworth sending it down low behind the goal line, trying to work it around to the forwards. Cameron Chevrier is on the ice now for the Ottawa Sens, but can't work that puck free. Pass out to Kaya Hardbeck, but she can't go anywhere with it as the Sens turn it back the other way. Maddie McKay is now on the ice for the Sharks, trying to chase after it. Sam Larman and Kaya Hardbeck trying to intercept Ottawa Sens. That's Lexi Hatum sending it forward. And that will be an icing call against the Ottawa Ladies Sens here with 18:30 here. Just a minute and a half in. Period number 1. Quick start right off the draw, and I know that the Barrie Sharks are going to want to get back into that win column after that heartbreak of a loss last Sunday against the Nepean Wildcats. That's going to be on their mind for sure. May Severn trying to steal that puck away from her rival as the Ottawa Sens try to fight for that puck in the corner. Megan Hayes trying to get in on the job and get clear for the Sens. Kate Stewart steps in, but can't work the puck free. Kathleen Dion holds the line, sending it down to Simone Swanson, but Kate Stewart's going to find it in the near side corner. Back to Swanson. Backhand out in front. Can't find a friendly stick. Stewart gets to it, but on the wrong side of the blue line. She'll bring it back in. Tries to pass off to Severn. Rolls off the end of her blade, and the Sens take over. They try to clear the zone. Kathleen Dion again manning that blue line, sending it down low. Chloe Martineau trying to work it free for the Ottawa Sens. Chip off the boards. Cosgrave thinks about holding it down. Here comes Kylie now for the Ottawa Sens, but she can't get past Taya Wallace and the blue line. Wallace comes all the way back. Tries a centering pass to Maddie McKay, but she's just a half a stride back and can't catch up to it. Far side corner as the puck goes behind the goaltender, Ivy Nelson, net today for the Ottawa Sens. Here's Martineau down the near side boards with some speed, trying to cut in. Willard keeps her on the outside. Cutting towards the slot. She'll backhand it over to her defense. Slides it right back to her. Martineau in the slot, bouncing puck, and Maxwell captures that and puts an end to that campaign. Martineau flying down the near side boards, coming in, hitting the brakes, looking for some reinforcements. Manages to cut to the middle and gets a shot into Maxwell. Charlize Danks will take the face-off for Ottawa, but it's won by the Sharks. Gabby Willard will backhand out to Brumwell. Not out. Sens do get in the way temporarily, but the puck is going to escape. Wheeler, before she touches it, that's going to get called on the icing. Now, the Sharks were not active last night. The Toronto Arrows were. Again, the Ottawa Sens were against the Toronto Arrows. 2-1 victory over them last night. So they've already been active this weekend. 3 games this weekend as they go down the road to Central York tomorrow afternoon. Central York and Barrie actually flip-flop opponents tomorrow. Frigian to the far side. Hubbard trying to put it back in play for the Ottawa Sens. Sens on a line change. Charette tried to feed it out in front. That's intercepted by Wojtek. Shot in and a great save by Maxwell. Strong shot in by Wojtek. Thank you, by the way, for the Ottawa Senators' dad, who happens to be doing the live stream here for the Ottawa Sens, is Wojtek's dad. So I could find out how to pronounce that last name. So thank you very much, Mr. Wojtek. Wojtek to take the draw again. It's won by the Sharks momentarily. Scoots out now. Wojtek finds it at the red line, trying to force it back the other way, and she loses an edge and goes flying as the puck goes up and down on that red line. 7 trying to force it down for the Sharks. Comes all the way down in front of the net for Taylor Boozemworth. Out to Frigian. Got a little space here to break away for the Sens. Wallace shoots in and a toe save for Maxwell. Not to be confused, there's Olivia Wallace for the Ottawa Senators and Taya Wallace for the Barrie Sharks. Both wear number 8 and both say Wallace on the jersey, so it's going to be a little confusing. I'll try to keep it straight as I go. They'll battle for it down behind the goal line as Sam Lorman finds that puck. Stolen away by Olivia Wallace, trying to get it out in front to the defense. Shot in and a great glove save by Riley Maxwell. That shot made by Kira Kiley. Of a face-off to the left of Maxwell. Kiley to take the draw for the Sens. Quick shot in. Puck still loose. That shot made by Emerson McDonald very quickly off the draw. We're almost 5 minutes in here. No goal yet. Kai will take the draw again for the Senators against May 7. Sharks have it after the draw. Dion finds it behind the goal line. Tries to feed out in front to Stewart. She's held up by a couple of white jerseys. Comes out in front for May 7, who gets it loose and sends it past Simone Swanson. It'll come all the way to Nellis, the netminder for Ottawa, and she'll cover that up for a face-off in the Ottawa zone. Face-off to the right of Nellis. Ottawa finds it, tries to get it out. Again, Kathleen Dion holds the line. It'll squeak out over that blue line, but all the Sharks have cleared the zone so they can come in onside. A little kicking action over to Kathleen Dion to Cosgrave. Just off Simone Swanson's stick, and the Sens nearly took over. That was Kiley. Nearly had a runaway with that. Sharks on a line change. Megan Hayes behind the net. Sends it forward to Lexi Hatum. She'll come down the near side boards, enters the zone, but she's by herself. No white jerseys around. She'll just shoot it in, and Maxwell with the save. Danks to take the face off here for Ottawa. That's against Mally Winter, who's now on the ice, back behind the net. Sharks get a play together here. Here's Mally Winard sending it up to Wallace, but off the end of her stick as she's being chased by Hubbard. Wallace trying to pull it off that corner and center it. Danks takes over for Ottawa. Scoots it up in front for Chevrier. She'll try to catch up to her own pass. Out in front, shot in, just past the far post. That shot made by Charlize Danks. Far side. Danks trying to find the puck again. It's going to get picked up by Winter. Danks trying desperately to steal that puck away again. Sharks will now clear the zone. Here's Taya Wallace. She'll bank it off the boards and go off on a line change. In comes Sadie France trying to cut them off with a pass. Can't do it. Ottawa clears it, but it goes past Glenn and all the way down past the goal line. Piper 7 for the Sharks will backhand over to Sonia Mehta. to Brumwell. Brumwell looks for a lead pass out to Jenny Keller. She tries to work around the defense, tries to pass it back to Abby Brumwell, but she's pushed off into the far side corner. Battle behind Nellis. Nellis guarding that post out in front for Sadie Francis, makes a shot in. What a great toe save by Nellis. Meta steps in for the rebound, but that's blocked. Meta to the far side for Seven. Seven sending it down low to Jenny Keller. It's picked up by Wojtek, I believe, and the Ottawa Sens try to clear it. Back in the near side corner as the official tries to get out of the way. Jenny Keller reclaiming that puck, sends it behind the net, but not to a friendly stick. Frigin gets it to the line, but not out as Sadie Francis chasing it. The puck will squeak out. Meta in retreat to Seven, right in front of the Barrie bench. Down low for Sam Larman as the offensive line for the Sharks has changed. Kaya Harbeck, who had a goal the last time these two teams squared off, tries to drive the net. Sens get it past the defense. They'll dump it down and chase. Cosgrave gets to it first, just past Riley Maxwell, who's out of her net. Near side boards. Out to Kylie in the neutral zone. She'll feed it right back forward for Chevrier. Back to the Sharks. Cosgrave up to Harbeck. She tries to lead it over to Larman, but it finds an Ottawa Sens stick. And Megan Hay sends it back down into the Barrie Sharks end. Hatum battling forward in the corner as they push and shove. Out to the defense, shot in by Hayes. Great save by Winter. Out to De Silva. Happy to see her back on the ice. She's been gone for a bit. Elda Silva behind the net. Makes a half a lap. Looks for help. Drop passes it to Gabby Willard. She'll come in and try to drive the net. Right out in front for Swanson. Shot in right over the crossbar and into the plexiglass. Sens will grab that puck and get it to neutral. Back to Adrielle Charette for the Sharks. Looking for Stewart, who may have had a bit of a break, but she was a little bit behind the play. 11:31 remaining in the first period. No score, but lots of action at both ends. Face off to the right of Nellis. Puck sits there for a second as the Sharks try to collect that to get a shot, and it's going to get picked up by Danks down to Hubbard. Martineau waiting for a pass. Back to Danks behind the net. Being chased by May Severn. Puck will poke out to the far side. Here comes Emerson McDonald, but she doesn't get too far over that red line. Hubbard trying to help her out. Sharks going back the other way. Here's May Severn, shot in. Nellis with the save. Rebound available. Shot misses. Another shot from the far side in the short end. Stewart looking for the tip in and can't find it to get the right angle. Almost baseball style. Out to Martineau. Martineau trying to hold on to that bouncing puck. She holds on to that. Crossing the blue line and goes behind the net. Out to neutral. Wojtek back to her defense. Pass up to Frigid, but she's behind the play. Cosgrave gets to it first and holds her off. No, picked out in front. That's Chevrier trying to get a shot off right in front of the crease. Frigid looking for the slot. Pushed aside by Cosgrave, and it will bounce out to neutral. Nellis out to play it, and she's just going to hold on as Wallace was sliding in rather quickly. Gives her a bit of a snow shower, but, you know, that's okay. That happens. I mean, it is winter now in Barrie, right? Doesn't quite say so on the calendar, but after the snowstorm we had, it's winter. Welcome to Barrie. France versus Wojtek on the faceoff dot to the right of Nellis. Just about the halfway point of the first period. Nope. Wojtek's going to get tossed out. Glenn takes his face off instead. Oh, backhand for Jenny Keller. Oh my, what a save. What I wouldn't give for two replay angles of that save. Seriously, somebody has to invent the replay for our live streams. What a great save by Nellis. Fantastic. Right on the doorstep. Wow. Give credit where credit is due. I love watching goaltenders do their thing. Charette sending it through. It misses on the far side. Holding the blue line, Senators nearly had a breakaway chance. That was Cameron Chevrier, just couldn't work herself free. She'll head to the bench instead. Wojtek getting in the way of that pass, nearly had an opportunity herself. Sadie France gets rid of it, and she heads to the bench. Down in the Ottawa end. Far side, nearly picked up by Sam Larman. Harbeck trying to come in, but she loses the handle. Backhands it through to the crease. Hatum right in the way. They'll battle forward in the near side corner. It'll come out. Here's Sonia Mehta. Trying to put it down low. It goes behind Nellis. De Silva tries to catch up to it on the opposite side. It's going to be a battle for it. In the far side corner, that's Lily Shannon getting on the action for Ottawa. Naomi Chambers brings it to the neutral zone. Sharks bring it right back in. Mehta with a shot deflected by Hayes. Looking for a wraparound as it looked like Nellis was temporarily out of position, but she's right back between the post and the puck will escape and come all the way down. Will that be icing? No, icing waved off. Far side for El De Silva. She'll leave it for Sam Larman. Coming in with Harbeck on her right. Hit the brakes. Can't get around the Ottawa Sens. It's out to Chambers. Chambers will backhand it and get rid of it. Right to Simone Swanson. Swanson to Seben. Seben dumps it down in. So Stewart and Severin Swanson will chase. Swanson finds it on the far side. Back behind. Here's Martineau. Picked up by Stewart, trying to feed it to Swanson in front. Swanson has it. To the blue line for Dion. Back to Swanson. She'll backhand into the corner where Stewart will get to it, trying to feed it out in front. Looking for May Severin, doesn't work. Ottawa Ladies Sens captain Martineau gets it out with some speed down the far side, trying to cut to the middle. She'll hit the brakes, waits for her defense as the Sharks slowly try to get it to that blue line, but not out. In comes Frigid. She'll wait and she'll fire. Nice blocker save by Maxwell. Shot in by Frigid on the short side. That bounces behind the net. Sens have a little bit of life here in the Sharks' end, but Riley Maxwell gets the glove on that rather quickly to stop all the commotion. Just over 7.5 minutes here in period number 1. No score, although I'm anxious to see what the shots on goal are. Face off to the left of Maxwell. Danks tries to cut in, and she makes a shot in, and that's gloved down quickly by Maxwell. So we'll set up and do it all over again. Mally Winter on the draw against Danks this time. Winter finds it, backhands it over to Dion. Dion looking for Wallace. Nope, looks to Maddie McKay instead. Maddie McKay feeds it to Wallace, and the Sharks enter the zone. No, they don't. Turned around at the blue line. McKay over to the far side. Cosgrave up to Dion. She'll backhand it, but past Wallace, so the Sharks will have to chase. Boosomworth finds it. Stops behind her net. Up to Martineau. Martineau with a quick backhand up. McDonald sending it down, being chased by Wojtek behind the goal line. Has her stick lifted, can't get too very far with that. Battle on the near side, corner out to the boards. Glynn for Ottawa puts it down to McDonald. McDonald can't hang on to it. Back behind the goal line we go as Winter gets in on the action here in the corner. Cosgrave trying to pull it out. Nifty move there by Wojtek, but she's looking for a helper down below as she gets in position in front. Wojtek looking for a shot. It lands on her teammate. McDonald makes a shot. Now Hayes at the blue line. Down to Wojtek. Wojtek trying to get to center. And what a shot there. My goodness for Brooklyn. You can hear my compadres next to me with the oh. Shot in just past the far side corner. That's Maddie McKay. All the way back to Gabby Willard, back in the own end. My goodness. Oh, push and shove there in the corner. No hand up, so play continues. Back to the far side. Jenny Keller finds it. Can't get past the Ottawa Sens in the blue line. Now it comes out. Danks puts it back on play, but they are offside, and that's where that whistle is going to get blown with 5:39 remaining in the first period. What action here in front of Maxwell. Man, that was getting exciting. Great action at both ends. Wow. Looks like a jump ball there for basketball as it pops over Piper Seven's glove. Back behind the net, over to Abby Brumwell. Brumwell tries to center it right in front for the Ottawa Sens. Oh my! Chevrolet feeds it off. And I believe that was, who was it with the backhand? I didn't see who it was. Backhand, though, goes over the crossbar, and it was an open cage. I think it was a tomb. Martineau tries to find it off the drop. Both of these teams have had some aha moments here in the first period as we're just about to the 5-minute mark remaining. Puck will get stalled there, so there'll be a whistle. All right, Danks in the face-off here against May Severn. To the left of Maxwell as play continues here in the Barrie Sharks end. Sharks do win that battle off the draw. It'll come to neutral. Simone Swanson's going to chase after it, but Wheeler for Ottawa is going to get to it first. She'll hand it back to Danks. Stewart trying to get in the way, but Sens get it to neutral. Stewart brings it right back in, right to May Severn's stick. She can't catch up to it before that puck is taken off of her. She regathers that on the inside of that blue line, shoots, and that's deflected down by Hubbard. Far side. Battle for it here in the neutral zone. Back to Cosgrave, immediately off to Kate Stewart. She'll dump and chase after it as the Sharks are on a line change right now. Less than 4.5 to go here in period number 1. No score, but certainly entertaining. Great chances at both ends. Goaltenders have been unbelievable so far. McKay trying to get away from Wojtek. She does that. Brings the puck in the zone and makes a shot in. That sails past Nellis. I believe that was on the far side. Winter trying to hold on. She's pushed off the puck. Wojtek sends it forward. Wallace trying to get a shot in, and that's poked aside. Winter. Puck will trickle back to Fridgen in their own end. Fridgen to Glynn. Glynn passes it off, looking for the repeat back to her, but that doesn't work. Dion looking for Wallace, goes by her. Icing waved off. Picked off in front by Wallace with the shot. And it looks like Nellis with the split save. I knew this game was going to be entertaining. Sharks sitting in 9th. Sens sitting in 10th. They both want to climb the ladder back up. This one's going to be tight. Bosomworth has it after the draw, trying to send it forward. Goes off the end of McDonald's stick. In comes Kylie, but she doesn't get too far with it. She'll have to chase Gabby Willard for that puck in the Sharks' end as she's pushed off that puck and she can't hold control. Out in front, Jenny Keller. Off to Brumwell. Down the near side boards trying to get around Fridgen. She'll get around her, trying to push her way through. Loses her stick in the effort, though. Puck will trickle down to the near side boards as a Shark try to hold on to it in the Sens end. Willard shoots it through. That misses on the far side. Charette on the far side. That slides through the blue plate and into the near side boards. Willard getting shoved off the puck again as she tries to hold that puck in the Sens zone. De Silva now on the job in the near side corner, trying to look for a way to do this. De Silva trying to cut around Fridgen. Doesn't work. Fridgen doing a great job on defense for the Sens. Some more pushing and shoving by Hatum and Larmond. Willard poking it through everybody down behind the net. Far side. Over to McDonald and out. So Gabby Willard's going to chase after it. I do see, no, icing waved off. Didn't have enough sauce for icing. Up to De Silva. She'll just leave it for Larmond. Larmond, backhand. Harbeck looking for it. Stick was tied up. Couldn't get the deflection off. Here's Hayes for Ottawa. Sends it deep. Chevrolet trying to chase after it. Puck will go up and down to the neutral zone, but not onto Kate Stewart's stick. It'll land on a Sens stick. Martineau looking for it, but picked up by Sonia Mehta for the Barrie Sharks. Mehta trying to feed it out in front for 7. Can't get the shot off. Comes back to Kate Stewart. Under 90 seconds remaining in the first period. Maxwell feeds it to Stewart. Stewart will carry it through. No, handing it off to May Severn. Keller is with her on the right. Severn making a stop in the corner. Cosgrave trying to hold on to it, but it's going to trickle into the neutral zone where Wojtek's trying to pick it up. Now Chambers. Chambers tries to send it through. That's deflected by Dion Shingard. Out in front. Glenn trying to get a shot off as the Sharks try to get it out of their end. Kate Stewart pushed off the puck as she enters the zone. Under 1 minute to go here in the first period. Out in front for Taya Wallace. She has a little bit of space, but she's all by herself. Winter came to give her a hand. Wallace still holding on to that puck, trying to drive through, looking for a backhand in front for Winter, but it falls behind the net instead. Far side. Out in front, shot in! Toe save by Nellis. Sharks still in possession. They got 20 seconds remaining here in the first. They may have another opportunity before time expires. Nope, Chambers gets it to the blue line. Sharks hold on. It looked like it had bounced out. No call on the play, and this is how the first period is going to end. Great action at both ends. I'll be anxious to see what the shots on goal here are after the first period. I need a break, James. I don't know about you, but that was an exciting first period. We'll step aside for the Zamboni clearing, and we'll be back with the out-of-town scores and the second period. Hey there, folks. I hope you're set for a really exciting second period because that first period was awesome. Shots on goal were 11-9 in favor of Ottawa, but I suspect that's going to turn around here in period number 2. Bring it back into the rink. There we go. I do have an update on the out-of-town scores. Once again, Etobicoke defeated the Oakville Hornets 6-1, and Central York defeated the Kingston Ice Wolves 4-1. That's who Barrie plays tomorrow. Mississauga is beating London 5-1. Burlington is beating North York by a score of 5-3. Cambridge is beating Brampton by a score of 3-0, and Nepean is beating Waterloo by a score of 3-0. And the other 3 games have not started yet, so we'll see what happens after the second intermission. I'll bring you all those updated scores. For now, no goals to report here in the first period, but some awesome saves by both goaltenders. Just about 2 minutes here remaining in the warm-up. In the intermission. Yeah, I need a coffee. 2 minutes remaining here in the intermission portion here as the girls are about set to retake the ice, and we'll get set up for period number 2. Grab a drink, grab a snack, get cozy on your couch, and again, turn up your volume in your car if you're traveling, and get set for period number 2. Stand by. Want to send another big shout out because apparently I forgot to mention my nephew, Evan, is also watching along with my sister and my mother. Thank you so much for watching the game, folks. I hope you're enjoying it so far. If I didn't say that, I was going to hear about it later, so I had to say something. Hi, Shelly. I love you. And once again, these Sharks are back in action tomorrow afternoon as they face the Kingston Ice Wolves. Puck drop on that one is 2 o'clock, and Josh will have that game for you tomorrow afternoon. I am elsewhere tomorrow, so Josh will have that game tomorrow afternoon. I am back with you. I am hoping to cover as many games as I can at the Waterloo Showcase next weekend. I'm very excited about that. It's been a while since I've covered some tournament action, so I'm looking forward to covering those games. Last minute here in the intermission. Stand by. Interesting enough, no goals were scored in the first period, no penalties called in the first period either. So a nice, clean first period with nothing happening other than goaltending saves, which have been stellar so far.
Easy graphics.
Easy for you, right? You don't have to worry about putting the power play on the board, right? Looks like we've got Keller, France, and I can't make out who's on the far side. Brumwell starting for the Barrie Sharks. 20 more minutes on the clock. Period number 2 is now underway. Now that I've got a frog in my throat. All right, Willard up to Jenny Keller. Enters the Ottawa zone, and the Sharks now are skating from right to left. Opportunity here by the Sens as they cut to the middle, trying to feed it through. They'll battle for it in the near side corner, just to left of Maxwell, as they try to get into the slot area. Sadie France finds it, goes behind Maxwell, looking for Brumwell, slides it off to her. Pass meant for Keller, intercepted by Wojtek. Backhand, Keller will dump it in the zone and head off to the bench as more Sharks. Fresh fins out for the Sharkies. Hatum looking for that puck, but it goes by her, all the way over to Piper 7 of the Barrie Sharks. Looking for Kaya Harbeck, trying to hand it off. Harbeck finds it, she'll bring it out of the zone. Larmond, nope, she'll send it down into the near side corner instead, where Elda Silva is going to try to collect that and bring it out. Picked up by McDonald for the Ottawa Sens, and she'll dump it down. Maxwell leaving it for Sonia Meta. Meta held up temporarily, and the puck will escape on the opposite side and roll into the Ottawa end, being chased by De Silva. Ottawa defense out to McDonald. 7 setting it back the other way for Larmond. Larmond can't hold on to it as she has that puck roll off the end of her stick. She'll try to catch up to it in the near side corner as she's being hampered by a couple of ladies in white. Battle for it down in the corner. Trying to pull it off. I believe that's Bosomworth trying to pull it off the boards for Ottawa. Bank off the boards is McDonald, and Seben will retreat back in her own end. She'll make a turn and send it forward. Shannon for the Ottawa Sens puts it right back in play. Quick first 2 minutes here in the second frame. Swanson's going to chase after it, but not in time. And icing is called. Just under 18 minutes to go here. Danks squaring off against Larman. Quick shot in, looking for a deflection. Maxwell manages to bounce that puck out of harm's way, or that looked dangerous for the Sens right in front of the crease. Stewart trying to cut in. Puck will sit there. She'll backhand it. Severin fights for it, but it can't hold on to that blue line. She'll send it back to Cosgrave. Forward to Simone Swanson. Swanson lifting it over to Stewart. She tries to collect that with her toe. Doesn't work. Sharks hang on? No. Ottawa Sens will get rid of it and send it all the way down. So Cosgrave will take it from behind the line. Forward to Stewart. Stewart weaving around, looking for Wallace. Wallace hits the break in the corner. Severin coming in to give her a hand. Scoots out to McKay. McKay with a turn. She'll slide it through. Toe save by Nellis. Right on to Chambers. Chambers trying to feed it forward for Wojtek. Wallace finds the missing puck, or the errant puck. Picks it up, sends it over to Cosgrave. Charette. Up to Bosomworth here in the neutral zone for Ottawa. Over to Frigian. Frigian and Bosomworth pay catch. Forward for Chambers. Wojtek's going to try to find that in the near side corner. Found by Charette, and she'll send it off the near side boards. Back behind the net. Charette will go the other way this time, but the official gets in the way, giving Ottawa an opportunity to shoot it towards the net. It does come to the slot, but turned aside. Maddie McKay working around Wojtek. Can't bring the puck with her as she's held up by Lily Shannon. Puck goes up and down and back into the Sharks' end. Almost 5 minutes here into the second period. Well, just over 4. Dion looking for Jenny Keller. She's got a little space to Winter. Winter getting around, shot in. That didn't miss by much as it goes by the goal post. I believe that did beat Nellis. Brumwell to Willard. Willard back down. Keller finds it behind the goal line, trying to feed it back out to Brumwell. Ottawa finds it, but Willard holds the line. Brumwell can't get too far with it. Great job by Minna to hold on to it. That just goes by the far side post. Megan Hayes gets it to the far side for Ottawa and clears the zone. Now Olivia Wallace for the Ottawa Sens. She has her stick lifted, so that will just trickle into the near side corner. Willard looking for Keller. Can't get around Martineau and Wheeler. France will send it over to Meta. It's intercepted, and that is going to be the first penalty of the game. It's going to be for body checking. So the first power play is going to go to the Ottawa Lady Sens. .55 on the clock. Now the Ottawa Lady Sens are on the power play. First power play of the game for either team. Bosomworth. Chevrier sets up in the slot. Back to Bosomworth at the point. Down low. Shot in. Rebound available. Oh my goodness, and Maxwell gets over. What a shot. I believe that was by Chevrier. Looking for her again. Another shot in, and they find the top corner, and the Ottawa Sens get on the board with a power play goal. Not even 30 seconds into the power play, and again, that is Chevrier, number 9, Cameron Chevrier, with her 5th goal of the season. So the penalty comes around and bites the Sharks a little bit, so they find themselves in a 1-goal hole. Lots of time left, though. Again, that goal was scored by Cameron Chivry, and we'll see who the assists are when our PA announcer gives us the info. Bosomworth sending it forward. That was the penalty announcement. Here's Maddie McKay. Maddie McKay's been known to come right back and get an equalizer awful quick. Near side boards, now into the corner. Assists go to 8 and 88, so Olivia Wallace and Charlize Danks on the assists. Back to Severin. Over to Dion, trying to get around the lines person. Severin trying to chase after that puck behind the net. The Ottawa Sens defense will bring it around the boards and out to the neutral zone. So Meta's going to have to chase after it in her own end. Swanson doesn't see who she passes to, so it's found at the point by Kira Kiley. Kiley trying to get that puck again as Kate Stewart tries to skate past the Ottawa defense. Back to Meta. Meta. Over to May Severn. Severn's got Stewart. Shot in. Puck goes up and down. No Shark can find it. Severn with a big hit. She goes flying, and that will be a penalty against the Ottawa Lady Sens. So the Sharks will jump on a power play. And that should be for body contact as well. Head check. Let's see if it's 2 or 4. Only 2 minutes.
What about the other one?
So the Barrie Sharks with their first power play. Let's see if they can do exactly the same thing that the Ottawa Lady Sens did. France, ironically enough, who was in the sin bin not that long ago, takes the draw on that one. Sharks win it. Dion to Charette. Down low. She's pushed off the puck. Sadie France holds on to the line, though. Shot in by Keller. That's deflected, and it will trickle back out to the neutral zone. Jenny Keller in the Sharks' end, trying to get around Danks. France with her on the left, trying to cut towards the middle, but she'll have to go back behind the net as she's pushed aside. Charette at the blue line will step in on fire. That trickles. Sens find it and will get rid of it. 1:10 remaining in the penalty. That looked a little dangerous there as Maxima was uncertain who to pass it to, but a Shark finds it. Pass to Silva. Bounce right back into the Sharks' end. Under a minute to go in the power play, and the Sharks need to get reset up in the Ottawa end. Kathleen Dion to De Silva. Harbeck's with her. No, Lorman fires, and that goes past the far side post. To neutral, and Meta will go and chase after it. Maxwell will just sit there and cover it. 33 seconds remaining in the power play for the Barrie Sharks. They've only had two really good attempts here in the power play, but nothing to show for it yet. Winter on the draw against Wojtek. Behind the net. Meta will look, sends it to the near side boards for 7. Back to Meta in the center. To the far side for Winter. Winter trying to cut. No, she'll hit the brakes and retreat. McKay with the turn. Tries to hold on to the puck. Sends it to Piper 7. 7 trying to send it down low. Sharks doing all they can to cycle that puck around. 7 at the blue line. Sends it over, but it skips over the blue line, and it'll be offside. Just a second remaining in the power play before Kylie steps back to the ice. Face off just in front of the Barrie bench. Kylie back on the ice, back to 5-on-5. So 0 for 1 on the power play for the Sharks. Shot in, misses on the near side. Shot on the short side by Olivia Wallace, and that goes around the back. Behind the net, Dion looking for it. Shannon coming in to gather that puck. Sharks find it. Taya Wallace now in front, trying to cut. No, she'll hit the brakes. Oh, looking for McKay, I think, but just past her stick. On to Olivia Wallace. Breakaway attempt here. Hayes parks herself in front of the net, looking for the puck, but it goes over her. She couldn't get the stick in the right position to bat it in. Her stick would have been underneath the crossbar, too. Hayes behind the net. She'll backhand over. McDonald trying to pick it up on the near side. Stewart getting in the way. Swanson putting it towards the net. Puck doesn't get too far as it's lost in Wheeler's uniform. Wheeler gets it to neutral. Back to Swanson. To Charette. Charette to Wallace. She'll poke it forward. Stewart's got a little bit of space. Shot in by Severin. That just goes over the crossbar. That looked promising for a short sec. Wheeler will chase after it. Danks on her heels. Sends it to Charette. A little bit of adrenaline rush here for the Barrie Sharks. Intensity's ramped up a little bit here. Frigian behind the net. Severin and Stewart trying to gather that puck to get it in front. That's going to get called. Puck didn't move. So 9:02 here remaining in the second period. Now 1-0. Ottawa Lady Sens with a goal from a number 9, Cameron Chevrier, notching her 5th goal of the season. Wojtek to take the draw for Ottawa against Sadie France. Keller finds it. Couldn't find a Shark out in front, and here comes Martineau for Ottawa. Pushed into the near side boards. Meta feeds it off to 7, who hands it off to Brumwell. Brumwell trying to get it to neutral and hands it off to Jenny Keller. Keller trying to get past Frigian. She's knocked off it for a split second, out in front, and a great save for Nellis. Backhand, and another great save. Still doesn't find the back of the net. Sharks doing all they can to get it past. Nellis can't do it. In the corner, out in front. Chevrier trying to work it free. Keller puts it right back towards the net. Easily steered aside by the paddle for Nellis. Back out to neutral. Meta. Sharks are going to want to get an equalizer before this second period expires. Still have 8 minutes to go. Chevrier holds on, sends it down. Ooh, right off Piper Seben Shengard, leaving it for Larmont. She'll come back the other way. She's got Harback into Silva. Can't get forward with that puck. Puts back the other way. Olivia Wallace right behind Cosgrave. Cosgrave had to be careful rounding that post. To Harback. Harback looking for De Silva or Larmont. Goes by both, and the head coach of the Ottawa Lady Sens had to duck. That's okay, coach. That wasn't on purpose. Winter on the draw for Barrie, comes right back to the defense. Dion sending it down behind the goal line. Megan Hayes trying to find it for Ottawa. No, Maddie McKay from her knees. Trying to find Dion. Sharks hold it in there. McKay with the jump, but it goes right over her glove. Ottawa taking over behind the net. Lily Shannon moving it forward. Sharks will dump it down in. Taya Wallace will chase after it, but not before the icing is called. 7:04 remaining in the second period. 1-0 Ottawa Lady Sens. Face off to the left of Maxwell. Again, the last time these two teams squared off, Ottawa didn't score. It was a 3-0 victory for Barrie. But that was way back in game 2. As I indicated at the top of the game, things will be different now that we're this far into the season for both squads. Still anybody's game. It is 1-0 and only 1-0, so lots can happen. Still a period and a bit to go. Mally Winter trying to get around McDonald. Winter will head to the bench. McDonald taking over in her own end. To Shannon. Shannon trying to get around Severn. Does a good job by doing that and then dumps it when she passes the red line. Hatum finding it on the far side. Wheeler at the blue line. Deflected by Severn, but right onto Chevrier. Willard trying to get it around behind Maxwell, holding on to that goalpost. Ottawa still in possession at the point. Shot in, saved by Maxwell. My goodness. Ottawa still looking to get that puck behind Maxwell for another goal. Sharks doing all they can to get it out. And they will. Stewart to Swanson. Swanson cutting to the middle, but she's got 4 white sweaters around her. So the puck's taken away. Kate Stewart. Again in the slot. Oh, slap shot by Severn. Couldn't get the full force behind it. So that stopped by the Ottawa defense. Back to Charette. To the far side. Kate Stewart will bring it right back in. Just over 5 to go here in period number 2. Battle behind the net. Here's Wheeler. 7 holds the line for Barrie. Down low. Nope, doesn't reach the goal line. They'll battle for it just inside that blue line. Bromwell trying to shovel it out. Nope. Jenny Keller finds it. Tries to feed it in front, and the puck will escape. Sharks will have to tag and get onside. Quick pass up to Keller. France trying to find it. Comes right back out, and here's Chevrier. Chevrier will dump it down in and go off on a line change. Here's Jenny Keller. Bromwell with her. Goes for a dive. No call coming on the play. Martineau up to Olivia Wallace. Out to Wojtek, just past the near side post. What a shot in by Wojtek. Meta to the far side for 7. 7 to De Silva. De Silva looking for Larmont. Finds her, but just off the toe of her skate, so she'll have to chase after it. A little bit of collision there between Larmont and Bosomworth in the corner, but no worse for wear for both ladies. Up they come. Here's Martineau. Martineau's got Olivia Wallace. Shot in right through the blue paint as Maxwell gets a toe on it. Up to De Silva. De Silva comes in trying to work around Frigian. Drop pass. What a move. Cosgrave with a shot in. Oh, empty. Empty cage. Shot in by Dion looking for Winter. Nellis doesn't have her stick. Sharks have an opportunity here with no stick in hand for Nellis. To Cosgrave, and it's going to escape the zone. Here comes Martineau. Cosgrave down low for Dion. Nellis has recollected her stick, so she'll be ready with the next rush. Maddie McKay. She'll come in with a little bit of speed. Waste fire, saved by Nellis. Sharks finding a little bit of momentum here in the latter half of the second period. Charette will fire it through traffic. Another shot in. Puck still loose. Sharks still looking for it. Ottawa finds it and will clear the zone. Danks will chase after it. Wheeler right on her heels. Puck will go behind the net. McKay to the far side. Willard steering around the Ottawa forward. That was Lexi Hatum. Back to Wheeler. Willard trying to collect it behind the net. Still being chased by Hatum. Danks trying to help out, but the puck sits there right behind Maxwell. Puck still loose, as you can hear the referee telling them to move the puck. It is loose. Here it comes. Out to Wheeler. Wheeler shoots it in. That goes wide. Wraparound attempt. Maxwell finds it right out in front. Oh my goodness. Right out in front for Hatum, and she misses it on the near side. Open cage too, as Maxwell was to the far side of the cage. Charette out in front. Severin with a bit of a break. No, turned aside by Wheeler. Sharks can't seem to catch a break here. Here's Charette. Long pass looking for Wallace. Wallace has got Stewart. Shot in. Blocker save. Meta for France. Turned aside by Nellis. Nellis standing on her ear here as the Sharks continue to onslaught her with shots. Off the boards. McDonald for Ottawa will try to pull it off. Nope, escapes to the neutral zone here for Sadie France. France with a turn. Trying to get around to Toom. Icing waved off as we enter the last minute of play here in the second period. Here's Wojciech. Comes in offside as the collective crowd goes, ah! Still 1-0 Ottawa Lady Sens. Power play goal being scored very early on in this second period. Nothing is happening, even strength yet. Cosgrave trying to work around Martineau. It does come into the zone though. Sharks take and get back on side and try to chase after that puck. Peeled off by Keller. Pass over to Winter. Oh, they miss on the far side. Couldn't quite get back to Jenny Keller's stick to get a shot off, or that may have worked. Puck comes out of the zone, and that's going to be whistled on the offside with 18.4 seconds. Oh, Sharks coming so close to getting a game-tying goal there. Oh, my. Wojciech on the draw versus Severn. 18 seconds left. Cosgrave trying to hand it off to Lorman. She shoved off. In comes Kylie with Olivia Wallace right behind her as we wrap up the final 5 seconds here of the second period. And I think that's where this is going to stall out. Yes, it is. All right, so after 40 minutes, it's now 1-0 in favor of the Ottawa Lady Sens. Sharks will look to get a tying goal quickly in the third. This one's been exciting, though. Great shots at both ends, great saves at both ends. The third period's going to be awesome. Folks, you're going to want to come back and watch. I'll step aside. I'll bring you the out-of-town scores in the third period. Come on back, guys. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back inside the Shark Tank. We just have about 2.5 minutes here remaining in the intermission. And the Sharks are coming back today. So why don't you bring us back in here, James? I'll bring you up to date on the out-of-town scores. Once again, Etobicoke defeated Oakville 6-1. Central York defeated Kingston 4-1. Mississauga defeated London by a score of 5-1. Burlington doubled up the North York Storm by a score of 6-3. Cambridge is currently leading Brampton 3-0, and that game is probably just about over. The Nepean and Waterloo were squaring off starting at 3:45, and my last check on that, it was a 4-0 lead for the Wildcats, so they are on quite a tear as of late. And the Stony Creek Ottawa 67s game started at 5 o'clock, and that's currently in favor of the Sabres 3-0. Blue Water and the Arrows start at 5:25, but there was no score on that one. And the last game today in U22 Elite is Windsor visiting the Leaside Wildcats, and that gets underway at 7:40, so obviously no score on that one. This one is 1-0 in favor of the Ottawa Lady Sens, and the only difference is that power play goal by Chevrier in the early going in the second period. Shots on goal after the second period, 17-13 in favor of the Lady Sens. So I believe that the Barrie Sharks know what the mission is here in the third and final frame. Once again, the Sharks are back in action tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock as they host the Kingston Ice Wolves, and the Ottawa Lady Sens will head down the road to visit Central York. Barrie Sharks starts at 2 o'clock. The Central York Ottawa game will start at 1:25. 45 seconds remaining. James has got 20 minutes on the clock and the right period showing. Awesome. You're fine in that department. I haven't had to correct anybody in that. Just a tease. And no, sister dear, I'm not getting a cup of coffee because I still have a period to call. More minutes, and then I'm headed over to get some dinner and a drink over before I start the broadcast for the Barrie Colts. Okay, May Severn on the draw with Wojtek. We're set to go for period number 3. Here we go. Lady Sens have it after the draw. Backtrack a little bit up to Olivia Wallace. Whoa, big hit there in the boards, and that is going to be a penalty. Gabby Willard's gonna sit. It says 2 minutes for boarding. The only power play that the Ottawa Sens had was successful as Chevrier was able to score. Let's see what the Ottawa Sens do with their second power play of the game. Puck will escape the zone and come all the way back. That was a hard hit by Willard. Into the neutral zone for Frigian. Nope, just by her stick. She'll skate around Wojtek. Battle behind the net. Maxwell guarding both sides of her net. Referee's trying to get them to move that puck out in front. Martineau comes in, but that puck gets deflected all the way back to Nellis. Stewart trying to hold that puck down in the Sens end. Chambers behind the net. There's Martineau down the near side boards, trying to cut to the middle. Held off by Sonia Mehta. Back behind the net, trying to get it out in front. Under a minute to go here in the power play. Here's McDonald. That hits Winter's shin guard, giving the Sharks the opportunity to clear it. Wallace is trying to catch up to that puck, but it's picked up by Megan Hayes. Far side. 35 seconds remaining in the power play. Looks like somebody's missing a net guard back behind that goal line. Sens trying to get it out in front. It's going to sit there on the blue line, but it's going to, no, now it's going to come out. Referee called it onside, but it did squeak out. Sharks get a hold of it and will fly it down to the other side with 10 seconds remaining in the power play. McDonald gathers that puck at the blue line, trying to look out in front. Drawing for the backhand. What a save by Maxwell. That shot by Lexi Atum. And extracurricular activities ensue here after the whistle. Great opportunity there, but Maxwell shuts the door. Danks in the face-off for Ottawa. Piper 7 collects it. Back to 5-on-5, so nothing happening on that power play for Ottawa. Trying to send it back forward to Hutum. That was Taylor Bosomworth. Near side corner. Puck will escape. Quick step in by Atum and a quick shot and a great save by Maxwell. Just about 3 minutes in here of the third and final frame. 1-0 Ottawa. Their Sharks need to find a way to equalize the score out and fast. Up. Looking for Bromwell, goes by her. Frigian coming back the other way. Dion behind the goal line. Shot in by Wojtek. Oh my, nearly an own goal by Cosgrave. Maxwell had to be sharp to make sure that was not deflected into her net. My goodness. Bromwell trying to cut to the middle. Pushed aside by Frigian. Wojtek looking for it behind the net as the Sharks battle for the puck. Simone Swanson working towards it. Puck will squeak free and behind the net. Off the near side boards. Charette trying to backhand it. Finds Sadie France. Up to Stewart. Stewart trying to get around Hubbard. She's pushed off. Charette trying to come in and give her a hand. Puck will escape and come back behind the goal line. Keller looking for Stewart. She's not quite there. And Ottawa gets a hold of it and tries to escape the zone. Back out in front and back into neutral. So the Sharks are going to have to retreat back into their own end. 4 minutes in now of the third and final frame in this game 22 of the regular season for the Barrie Junior Sharks. Down 1-0. Out in front. Sens are offside. Sharks will take this opportunity to clear the zone. Here's Severin. It'll come all the way down, and Maxwell will leave it. 7 long pass looking for Wallace. She gets to it, tries to hold on. Tries to hand it off to Winter. Winter finds it behind the goal line, looking for help. She sends it to the blue line for Piper 7. 7. Cuts in for Wallace. Wallace looking for McKay. Backhand, loose puck. Can't get a hold of it. Out the other side. Sens enter the zone. Lily Shannon has a seat, no call as the puck comes through the blue paint. Shot by Dank, steered aside by Maxwell. Shannon trying to help out the cause and leaving it in the corner. Shark has a fall. I think that's just going to be a whistle dead on the play with the puck stopped. Wow. .14:41 on the clock. Time winding down here. Sharks have got to get on the board soon if they're going to have a chance at winning this game. Oh, here comes Jenny Keller Squeaks it past Shannon. Stewart finds it on the other side. Looking for a centering pass meant for Severn. Ottawa Senator in her way. Stewart looking for Severn. Nope, go to the other side. Looking for Severn again out in front in the slot area. Finds the wrong stick. Puck sits there for a second. Ottawa finds it. Here's Danks. Can't get too far. Now McDonald's going to try. Keller poking it back the other way. Down to Hatum. All the way through. Maxwell leaves it for Dion. Dion with a lap behind the net. Pass meant for Larman. She finds it even though it's deflected a couple of times. Down the near side corner trying to feed it off to Kaya Harbeck. Can't find it. Couple of Sharks lose their edges and fall to the ice. Harbeck comes across the line. Battle on the near side boards. Puck will come out and go up and out of play. Just over 13 and a half minutes remaining here in period number 2. Still 1-0. Again, that goal scored on the power play by Ottawa way back near the beginning of the second period. In the slot to Charette at the blue line. Charette down low. Swanson looking for Brumwell. Brumwell will try to give her a hand. Puck will skip to the near side corner. France driving the net, but she's forced behind. She still holds on to that puck, however. Sends it to the blue line. One-timer just sails past the crossbar. Martineau for Ottawa trying to grab onto that and get rid of it. Swanson holds onto the line, sends it down to the far side corner. France gets to it first, but Wheeler has other plans. Out in front from Martineau. She's got some space. She's got Chevrier coming with her on the right-hand side. Held off by Gabby Willard as they go flying behind the net. Martineau looks to be in control. No, Gabby Willard finds that puck behind the net. Now Kylie trying to work her way onto it for the Senators. You can just feel the enthusiasm here in the Sharks. They want to get on the board, and they're doing all they can. Shoving the boards there out in front for Brumwell and the neutral zone. Collected here and corralled down by Simone Swanson, but she is by herself. Winter coming up behind her. Here's Kylie. Tries to hand it off to Glynn. She's pushed off. Kylie brings the puck in anyway. Looks for a centering pass. Intercepted by Seben. Here's Taya Wallace with a little bit of space. Looking for Meta. Can't find her. Frigin pushes her behind the net. McKay. Now behind for Wallace. And Nellis is going to put a stop to that. Good. I need a breather. 11:41 remaining in the third period. Sharks have yet to get on the board, and it isn't from a lack of trying. The only goal scored was a power play goal by Ottawa back in the early going of the second period, which is a switch for me. I'm doing a lot of high-scoring games lately, so this is quite different, only having one goal in this game. Will that be enough for icing? Nope, that's waved off. Try to pull it off the near side boards. Severn looking to go for escape, but she can't quite catch up to that puck, so Nellis is going to put a stop to that. Oh, a face-off just to the left of Nellis here. It's going to be Stewart on the draw versus Danks for Ottawa. Frigent goes for a spin behind the net. Working around the boards to Chambers and out. That's going to get called on a hand pass. .11:09 remaining here in the third period. Now we have a face-off here in the Ottawa end. See if the Sharks can take advantage. No, it looks like Ottawa's going to claim that puck after the draw. Not out. McKay trying to weave around. She'll wait. She'll fires. Misses on the near side. Cosgrave at the blue line. Cosgrave trying to work around McDonald. Looking for a centering pass. Out to Dion. Dion tries to keep it on play. Down to Wallace. Wallace looking. Makes the turn. Looking for a friendly stick to pass it to. Leaves it for McKay, but McKay can't hang on. Dion now at the point trying to send it through. France trying to move that puck, and it sits there. Wow! Shot in quickly, and Nellis had to be sharp on that save. Just under 10 and a half to go here in period number 3. De Silva. Looks, steps in, fires, misses over the crossbar. Sharks are going to have to just keep putting pucks on the net. Larman brings it in but doesn't get too far. Glenn bringing it back the other way for the Lady Sens. Larman versus Boosomworth doesn't work. Ottawa coming back in. Chevrier comes in, but just a half a stride. Too quickly, so it's going to get called on the offside. Face off by Winter for the Barrie Sharks. Back to Piper 7. Sharks have got to win all the face-offs they can. Turned aside. Glenn gets stood up by Meta, but the puck does enter the Sharks' end. Here's Piper 7. Far side. Into neutral zone. Brumwell's going to chase after it right behind Hayes, but not before the icing gets called. Face off here to the left of Maxwell, who hasn't been all overly busy here in the third period. Sharks have had a lot of control of that puck in the third period. Wallace, Olivia Wallace that is, for Ottawa, trying to put it out in front for Ottawa. A couple of bodies go flying in the corner as they go back and forth. Simone Swanson finds it, gets it out to Megan Hayes. Hayes dumps it right back in as the Ottawa Sens get onside. Meta, far side. Intercepted by Danks before she gets too far with that. Winter behind the goal line. To 7. Out to Kate Stewart. Stewart and Jenny Keller together. Can't get past Shannon. Shannon rips that one right onto the Ottawa bench, and the coaching staff had to duck. 8:47 here remaining in the third period. Still 1-0 Ottawa. Sharks need to find a way. Back to Dion after the draw. Stewart. Cosgrave looking for the pass. Out in front for Severn. Severn back down to Stewart. On with Keller. Pass goes by Keller. Down to Martineau here for Ottawa. Dump it down in. Dion, up to Keller. Keller looking for Stewart. She settles that puck down, tries to work around Frigian. Frigian pokes it aside, so nothing coming of that rush. Puck will come all the way back to Maxwell. Dion trying to steer aside from the Ottawa Lady Sen on her heels. Severn cuts in around Wallace, Hubbard. Wheeler now in possession of that puck on the far side. Wojtek tries to feed out to Glenn, intercepted. Willard. McKay settles it back. Deeks around Glenn, loses the handle. Chases after it behind Hubbard. Sadie France trying to work her way under the puck and try to help out her teammates. McKay grabs it at the blue line, decides to retreat. All the Sharks will have to double back and get onside. France making a big turn at the blue line, but can't hold on to that puck. And that's going to get called for too many players on the ice.
Hey, who called that penalty? Hey, who's calling the game? This is the Barrie Jackson group.
Power play opportunity here for the Sharks with just under 7.5 to go. Ottawa Sens being called for too many players. Sitting in the sin bin is Kylie. Blue line. Can the Sharks tie it up here? Down to Stewart. To the blue line. Down for 7. 7. Back up to Meta. Through traffic. What a great block by Wojtek. To 7. 7 steps in. Sends it down low. Shot in by Stewart. Saved by Nellis. 30 seconds gone in the power play. Stewart still in possession of that puck. Looks. Changes places in the slot. Fires it in. Now the puck was whistled down and it was loose and poked in by the Barrie Sharks, but it was whistled dead. No comment. Unfortunate, but no comment. 1:21 remaining in the power play. Face-off still in the Ottawa end. 7. Oh my gosh! Oh my God! I think that was Keller in front, and she didn't even realize she tipped it, and it went just over the crossbar. And if it had gone in, it would have counted. Would have been a great break for the Sharks, but just a hair too high. Here comes Mally Winter. 50 seconds remaining in the power play. Whoa, they both go into the boards hard. Wallace can't get around Hubbard. Here's Cosgrave stepping in, push and shove, and that is going to negate the power play that the Sharks are on, as Cosgrave is going to get called probably for body contact. No interference. So we got 4-on-4 here for 31 seconds. So we got 4-on-4 here for 31 seconds and an abbreviated power play for the Ottawa Lady Sens. And Sharks are running out of time. From the point, just misses on the near side, post. Frigin sends it down low, picked up by Kathleen Dion. Sharks down the far side. 15 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4, and Nellis is just going to cover it up. Things getting a little heated here as we enter the final 5.5 minutes of the third period. Ottawa Sens still up by 1. Kylie will hit the ice here in 12 seconds, and then Ottawa will have another power play. To Dion at the blue line, steps in, looking to get through traffic. Frigin with the block. Up to Danks. Danks versus Charette, 2-on-1. Shot in, blocker save by Maxwell. Now a power play, shorthanded here for the Sharks. Shot in, deflected again by Frigin. And we're going to have another penalty called for head contact. So we're going to have some more 4-on-4 action here as Frigin is called for head contact. How long? 4 minutes? No, only 2? Thought I saw 4 go up. Nope. Four-on-4 here for a minute 15. And then an abbreviated power play for the Sharks. Let's see. Picked off before that puck gets across that blue line. Picked off by the Ottawa Sens, and it comes back out to neutral. Here's Piper 7. Keller trying to get around Kylie. Far side by Kylie off her toe, so it's going to skate down, and that will be icing against the Ottawa Lady Sens. 38 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. 1:24 remaining in the penalty to Phrygian. So the Sharks are going to have a little bit of time with a player advantage. Let's see what happens. Oh, referees waving players back as they can't change. Severn to take the draw against Kylie, I believe, for Ottawa. John sends it down for Severn. Stewart finds it on the near side. Put it out in front. Can't find a Shark stick to bat it in. Back to Charette. Charette with a turn. Got some room. Sends it down deep. 21 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4, and Nellis is just going to cover that one up for a face-off. Face off to the right of Nellis. Nope. Wojtek is going to get kicked out. Back to the Sharks. Charette will step in. Blocked by Wojtek. Severn to the point for Charette. Charette back to Severn. 4 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. Trying to cut through. Shot in. Saved by Nellis. Loose puck. Dion with a step back over to Severn. Can't get the shot off. Power play opportunity here for Barrie, but the Sens will send it out. 30 seconds remaining in the power play. Hey, good job on that. You have the power play on. Way to go, James. I love my help. They're so awesome and on the ball. Meta. 20 seconds remaining in the power play. One more rush here for the Sharks. 3.5 remaining here in the third period. Shot in by Meta. She finds her own rebound, holds on to the puck as she goes behind. Comes back into the slot, waits, fires, and what a glove save by Nellis. Face off to the left of Nellis. It's going to be Winter to take the draw. It's like the referee's doing a little maintenance on the ice. Yeah, we're good to go. Back to Willard. Willard down. Oh, loses an edge. Bromwell helps her out. Sens are going to get rid of it. Back to 5-on-5 here as we enter the final 3 minutes of the third period. Again, Sharks are down by 1. McDonald can't hold on to the bouncing puck. Wallace, far side, holds on, trying to get away from Martineau. Sends it over to Meta. Meta being chased by Dank. She'll dump it down in when she passes that red line to head to the bench. 2.5 to go, keeping an eye. Oh, puck just skips right through the blue paint and on the wrong side of that goal post. Sharks coming close again. Keep an eye on Waxwell. Stewart a hair behind her. She may have had a shot off in the free and clear. Cosgrave in the slot area. She'll steer aside. Go to Dion. She'll shoot it through traffic, and Nellis with the save. Face off to the left of Nellis. On the 2-minute warning. Maxwell still in net. One-timer by Cosgrave misses on the far side. Larman trying to tuck it in on the near side post. That's steered aside by the Sens. Dion towards the net. to Cosgrave. Shot in. Nellis gets a piece of it. Another shot in by Cosgrave. That goes up and over. Bunch of bodies laying flat in front. Cosgrave had a chance. Maxwell still in her net. It'll come all the way back, and that will be icing. So I expect now there will be a timeout for Barrie, I believe. Yep. Oh, timeout Ottawa. That's surprising. So I would expect timeout called nonetheless. I did make that assumption. 1:32 remaining, and Maxwell is going to step onto the bench. And yep. So we're going to have a face-off here in the Ottawa end with Maxwell on the bench. So the extra attacker is going to be out. We've got Severn, Stewart, Keller, Charette, and Meta. That's the 5 currently on. And then we're going to have a 6 come over the boards. We just don't know who that is yet. Wow. Signals the end of the timeout. Both teams have got their designated assignments. Will the Ottawa Lady Sens hold on, or will the Sharks tie it up? All right, Charette, Keller, Meta. Sadie France comes on with Severn and Stewart. Here we go. France to take the draw. Sharks try to hold on to that puck after the draw, and they do. Meta at the blue line, steps in through traffic. Comes to the near side. Sharks still on the hunt. Trying to pull that puck away. Wojtek for the Ottawa Lady Sens finds it. Tries to pin it down there in her own end. Sharks have it. Sharks try to poke it out in front. Shot by Meta. Saved by Nellis. Free puck. Can't find a home behind Nellis. My goodness. Out in front again. Charette trying to get her stick in on the action. The puck will sit there. Sens can't clear it out. Stewart holds on. Down for Keller, trying to send it across. Puckle now will escape the zone with 45 seconds remaining here in the third period. What a great opportunity there by the Sharks. Just can't get it past Nellis. 35 seconds trying to find Kate Stewart. The puck is on its way to the net, but I suspect, Meta's going to get there first. 25 seconds remaining, time for one last rush. Adriel Charette comes with Jenny Keller. Looking out in front. Oh, on the blue paint, shot in by Severn, misses. Oh, free puck, trying to turn it around, and Nellis was out of her crease. And the Sharks could not find the puck to bank it in. They had an open top of the half of the cage, and they couldn't get it past Nellis. I knew this was going to be a great close game. I was kind of hoping it'd end up the other way. So the only difference in this game was one power play goal by the Ottawa Lady Sens back in the beginning of the second period. After that, the Sharks had their chances but couldn't beat Nellis, couldn't beat the Ottawa Lady Sens defense. I don't know what to say after that. It was a very entertaining game. Just feel a little sorry for the Sharks. They did have their opportunities, just faced a really hot Ottawa Senator teams. My goodness. So the Ottawa Lady Sens now proceed to go to their third game of the weekend as they head down the road to square off against the Central York Junior Panthers. Barrie stays at home as they welcome in the Kingston Ice Wolves. I'm not sure what else to say after that, James. Kind of heartbreaking. I was kind of hoping they'd do it in the end. But I'm a positive thinker. Anyway, Josh McCann will be on the call for you guys tomorrow afternoon as I have another commitment. So have fun with that. I will keep an eye on the scoreboard for sure. For myself, my name is Cheryl Gilroy, along with my partner tonight. Let me pronounce my name. Cheryl Gilroy. Along with my partner, James Battaglia. Thank you so much for joining the live stream here, guys, in the Shark Tank. Keep the faith. Josh will see you tomorrow. Enjoy your Saturday evening. Good night.